Good morning. My name is Jeff Patterson, Head of Customer Success at Finance Magnates. I'm here today with Constantinos Michailides, the DGM Tech Solution. It's very nice to meet you.
Jeff, good to meet you. Good to be here. It's a great event. Thank you for inviting me. So at DGM Tech Solutions, we help brokerage firms with their trading platforms. All the brokers, mostly we know that are in this industry that provide trading facilities to investors around the world, small traders, big investors. We know the platforms that these brokers need to provide their service, and they outsource to us that function of the business. So it's a brokerage / IT function, and we're dedicated on doing just that. And while other businesses are able to kind of assist the broker with that, so you might have your bridge provider who offers trading platform administration as a side thing. It's not going to be at the extent that we do it, because it's the only thing we do. It is a big overhead. I wouldn't call it a boring job, but it's not one that most are willing to take on 100%. And that's what we do, right? We do it on a daily basis. Tasks that are built in to maintain these platforms properly. We have a 24-hour team. There's a knowledge base that we compose specific to each broker. We do the drill tests, disaster recovery procedures, all that stuff we do. That's what we do, and we focused on that.
Fantastic. So I have a few questions. Figured I'd dive right in. First, you've been offering financial services technology for many years. Which are the most in-demand tech solutions in the industry today?
So what we've seen throughout the years, the obvious ones are a CRM, let's call it, a platform in where the broker is able to onboard their customer efficiently and at scale. That is important. And the integration of that which goes to the trading platform. Obviously, a trading platform is important. Without the trading platform, you're not a broker. And then the integration that happens after that, based on what the regulators are allowed to do, whether it is a bridge that connects to a liquidity provider or an exchange for the feeds of instruments and the trades. And let's call it the conventional kind of, what this industry and what a broker has and the technologies that they need. But we know how technology changes and things evolve, and each of these individual, let's call it specific platforms, are evolving in themselves. And AI, I think, is a formidable advancement in what's happening today in technology, and you cannot ignore it. And I think each one of these businesses that offer their specific service need to focus on that. And AI as a trend comes up quite a bit. But the specifics on what exactly AI is going to do in each of these different domains is interesting. Going to be interesting to see how it evolves over the years. And this is what we're seeing.
Absolutely. Well, it's hard to understate the importance of a CRM these days. Yeah. Actually, this ties into my next question. So, how do you feel AI has changed your requirements for technology? Do you feel this is merely a buzzword, or does this have a lot of real-time application, or will moving forward?
Yeah. So if you don't embrace it, you're going to be left behind. And we can speak about different examples, and just the obvious one that many people are already acquainted to, the fact that you're able to take a selfie and then that goes and cross-checks on an image the validity of the documents, and your KYC process basically is trimmed down from what used to be 10, 12 years ago, a day or 2 days based on how many personnel you had in your back office. Now it's been trimmed down to a minute. That is a significant change.
Quite a jump.
100%. And so, if we look at what we do as DGM, we're trading platform administrators, and we're definitely incorporating it into our specific domain, what we need to do. And I can get into some examples here. So, for example, you have the trading platform admin job. If we can give a small example, is we get a request, we need to create these groups for these specific type of clients, and we want to offer them, these 30, 40 list of instruments, and they need to be configured in such a way with so much markup and whatever it is. Now, if you had to imagine that an administrator needs to now open up the trading platform backend, go find the group, manually, right click, find the buttons, click, whatever, create the group, add the symbols. There's a lot of manual work. And now if you can imagine how AI will spin that around is that request gets fed to a large language model. And then if you've got that large language model, the AI, linked with all the endpoints to the trading platform backend, and it understands and can convert the request to the actual code that executes that request, your human time of 20 minutes gets trimmed down to literally a minute. Please do this for me, done. And that's super important for us, and it's not there, but I mean, we're definitely putting the effort to get to that place, and where we manage many brokers at scale, and it's a big deal for us if we're able to, through leveraging off of AI, trim down our overhead. And where 20 minutes gets trimmed down to 5 minutes, that impacts the bottom line, and then it also gets passed across to the broker as well. Yeah.
It definitely sounds like this is certainly streamlining the process, more efficiency. I mean, it's hard to argue with the results. So,
yeah.
Moving on here, as regulatory scrutiny intensifies, especially around AML and KYC, how do you feel DGM is able to ensure that its platforms stay compliant across jurisdictions without being overly rigid for clients operating in multiple markets?
Yes, that's a good question. So, indeed, as DGM ourselves, we don't really have we're not obligated, but we don't have an onboarding process of end clients. We're a B2B business, but it is our clients who handle, the AML and KYC side of things. And too much regulation can, make the process rigid. It does add complexity. But what we hope to see in advances in technology is have a streamlined process in where the KYC and AML check is done through the use of, and again, this is going back to AI and possibly even blockchain, right? I think blockchain can play a role here in where there's a single source of truth, a verification place where everybody's linked to some kind of, let's call it a token. Let's say you, Jeff, right? You've already been verified, you're validated, and your token exists. So I don't know if this exists as a solution, but I think this can help, right? I mean, I'm going on a tangent here.
It's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. And so, if you could imagine that single source of truth, that one token that exists to Jeff that cannot be broken, can be used across any single platform that you go and register on, or whether that is a bank or a broker or, insurance company, wherever it is that you go, if that business is able to comfortably rely and be compliant on that one token and not have, to build in rigid processes just to be compliant, I think that's quite interesting. But this is, it's the shape of things to come is up to the innovators in the industry, and it's up to us to push that needle and make it happen.
A lot of exciting possibilities for sure. I mean, haven't really heard it tied into blockchain like that, but it's definitely very interesting, I think.
Yeah, just different ideas, right? I mean,
yeah, no, it's very well said, and it really makes you think about where this could be in a year from now. So
yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. So just one more question. With increasing demand for real-time due diligence, how do you manage the trade-off between speed and accuracy when verifying customer identities or running risk checks across global databases?
So, I kind of answered that question before, right? With the global database, right?
Yeah, it's just...
it's a similar question. AML, KYC, due diligence, this all kind of ties in together. You do due diligence because, the customer that you're onboarding, you want to make sure that they're not using you as a vehicle to launder their money. You know, this is it's a problem that the regulator needs to fix. We understand that, and the regulator always comes after the fact. You know, after the problem. You cannot know, as a regulator, you cannot know what the future issues of any new technology or emerging change could be, or what the vulnerabilities are. And so, I guess it's a question of adjust, and how quickly can you adjust, and how agile can we be, as an industry, in mitigating and navigating these different issues. And due diligence, being swift with due diligence, kind of ties in. I think the blockchain, that makes sense to me, right? Yeah. If all clients, all businesses, and governments can agree on a single place of verification that's hard to break, then maybe that's a solution.
Is this something you see as feasible, or what is the plausibility of something like this happening, which is gaining traction?
I mean, I think it's 100% feasible. I think it's just a matter of just putting it in place, having a business that innovates that technology and pushes it forward. Whether it's feasible or not, the technology is there. It's not a matter of trying to invent the technology. I mean, we already have the different bits and pieces that we just need to tie up together.
Yeah, connecting the dots.
The difficult thing is passing it through the the government and getting it approved. That's what's the difficult part. And I think there's different ways to skin a cat, right?
Sure.
If you are able to not go through the rigidity of getting government approval, I don't even know if this is possible, but it's a whole different other ball game. But if you're able to amass an audience that all agree to it, then the government and the regulators will have no choice.
Yeah, they have no choice to go along.
Because we already have the community. We already have a community that already agrees to this technology. The governments and banks, number one. If it was up to them, they would say, they would stop Bitcoin like that, because it's a threat to them. They don't like it, but you have to adapt because it changes the status quo. And whether it's feasible or not, it is 100% feasible. It's just a matter of us getting there.
Exciting time, so I appreciate the perspective and insight. So
thank you, Jeff. Thank you for your time, and I wish everybody here a good luck. And this is a great event. Looks very well planned. I mean, you guys are experienced in this industry, and looking forward to the next 2 days.
likewise. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.